Hello and welcome to a new series of Let's Fly. I've been planning to do this for a pretty long time now, and yeah, I hope you will enjoy it. For all my regular viewers that are now wondering why I'm talking English now, I've just seen that a lot of people also from English-speaking countries watch my videos, and they're always writing me messages or comments. Can you do that in English too? And just to tell from the tutorials I've done, the English tutorials, they have a lot of views, and so I thought, okay, let's do this series in English. What is this series about? It's about Air Hauler primarily. This is the first episode, and I'm going to show you what Air Hauler is and what you can do with it. And I'm planning to continue this series and show you what you can do later on in this game. It is an add-on for FSX, but it's running outside of FSX, so that's why you're seeing this window now. And the reason why I've chosen Air Hauler is simple. I have a lot of add-ons in my library for FSX, and a lot of them I bought at discount rates, and so I just bought them, put them on my hard disk, never used them. And I thought, hey, I need a reason to use these add-ons, and that's what Air Hauler is for, because I have a lot of turboprops, a lot of small aircraft, for example from Caronado, that I never fly. And I also have these beautiful regions from OrbX or full terrain, Pacific Northwest, Pacific fjords, all that stuff, and I've never used it. And so I thought, hey, I need a reason to use it, and that's what Air Hauler is all about. It gives you the opportunity to create or to found a cargo company and fly cargo from point A to point B, basically, but you can do a lot more with it. And in this episode, we're just going to start with it. And the screen you see now is the screen you get when you start Air Hauler for the first time. You see there's already a company that's been pre-built or built in the game, and I'm just clicking now because I want my own company, of course. I'm clicking now on Start New Company. And I'm giving it the name LF Cargo, which stands for Let's Fly Cargo, and the owner name, that's me. And you can tick this box if you're using Air Hauler on a network machine with WideFS. That's becoming important later on. I'm going to show you that as well, but for now I'm just clicking on Next. And then you can choose the difficulty, basically like in any other game. You can choose easy, with a 60% reputation, medium, hard, and the career mode, which is the hardest. And this is the most real game mode you can choose. You start with a Cessna 172 and only 40% reputation and only $100,000 in the bank. Reputation is important because you need reputation to take loans, to buy certain aircraft, to lease aircraft, in fact, and so you have to build your reputation up first. And with a, for example, 50% reputation is the point where you can start leasing aircraft, and that's becoming very important in the later games. So I'm choosing career mode because I'm planning on doing a few episodes, and that's what I'm going for. And then it gives you this warning. It warns you about the difficulty setting, and I say no problem, I want career mode. And this is two options you can check or uncheck. This is the real world weather reports and the real world fuel price tracking, which I find is very convenient, so I'm choosing that as well. And now it takes some time to compute my choices. And now you have, or I'm sorry, euros. I have 100,000 euros and access to a 100,000 euro overdraft, which means that I can actually go in well, that I can take 100,000 euros from the bank and spend them, so the bank's covering my expenses for that time. And now I'm opening the base, and I'm choosing the United States because I was telling you that I have these beautiful OrbX and full terrain regions that I'm not using at all. So I'm going to choose United States, and I've also downloaded Skagit Regional Airport, and that's where I'm starting. You see that this base will cost me 50,000 euros to open. if you choose a smaller airport in that area or anywhere else in the world, you see this is a very small airport, and this is costing you only $20,000. So keep that in mind. But I wanted a bigger airport so that I can easily change to bigger planes early in the game, and that's why I'm opening the base here. Okay, your next rent payment of 4,500 whatever euros is due on Monday, 2nd of December. Yeah, okay. Now you can, just for the startup, you can change that later in the game, but for now you choose if the job generator gives you jobs that give you a shorter flight distance or longer flight distance. So I'm going to put this on rather small distances because I'm only having the Cessna 172 and I don't want to spend 5 hours in the air. Numbers of jobs generated, I want to have a lot of jobs because I want to have the freedom to choose what I want, and smaller jobs because I have a small airplane, and well, yeah, smaller strips. I'm just leaving that like it is now. And that's it. Welcome to your new company. So we'll start, and now he's generating jobs. Now there's one thing you have to do. For me, in my case, I'm using a lot of add-on programs with FSX. I'm using a frame limiter and stuff like that. I'm using an external weather program. So I don't want Air Hauler. Oh, just one thing first. Import scenery now. I've done that before. I don't want to bore you with importing scenery. So I'm clicking on no thanks, but you have to do that, okay? So when you run the program for the first time, or when you install new scenery. So I'm doing it. I'm not doing it now. And you see my home base now. Just going to zoom in a little bit. Wait a minute, like this. Okay. And what I wanted to say earlier is that in case you have a lot of add-on programs and you don't want Air Hauler to start FSX because you have these lot of add-on programs and external programs running, you go to options, and there's, wait a minute, I think it's in Air Hauler options, cargo payload loading method. I'm leaving that as it is via FSU IPC. That's the most comfortable method, and this is important. Use WideFS and wait for manual flight sim launch so that I can do that. Okay, that's pretty much everything you have to do for now. If you don't want that, just uncheck it and let Air Hauler start your FSX. And now it lets me choose my folder for the flight plans. I will do that in a minute, just 1 second. Okay, so I've chosen the folder. That should be easy for you as well. And now you can see that there are all these jobs created for me. Be aware, some of these jobs don't start at your home airport, so you would have to do a repositioning flight first. So what I'm doing is I'm sorting here from ICAO, and I'm well, you can actually filter outbound from bases, and you can see I am going to choose one that is, well, very near to my home base, and I'm going to choose, wait a minute, KGRF maybe, wait a minute, which is this one, or no, yeah. Or maybe I should, you can sort here, wait a minute, and you can see this one gives me the most revenue, which is, but this one is nearer, so this one gives me almost as much. And you can see it goes from Skagit Regional to KESW, City of Easton, and it is 88 nautical miles. Cargo is frozen food. Weight is 560 kilos, I assume. I get 5,000 euros for it, and that's important. The program is in real time, So you have to pay the rent on real-time days, and it's almost like you're having the cargo company for real. And you can see delivery in 43 hours, so you have a time limit. So bear that in mind. And I'm going to choose that, and I'm going to accept this job. And you see job accepted and added to your My Jobs list. I click on OK, and then I go to main menu and My Jobs. You can see there's the map, there's my job, and now I am choosing this, and I am choosing Fly Select Jobs. It's this one, it's a cargo to deliver. You can check all that here, and just click on OK. And when you have this window open, from there on you can go to you can start your FSX now. You can click on OK Fly Now, but in my case, as I told you before, I don't want this program to start my FSX, so I'm doing it for myself now. That's what I'm going to do right now. I'm starting FSX, and I'll be back with you in a minute. Okay, here we are in FSX. I'm at Skagit Regional Airport, parking space 14. That's the number we're using. And you can see I'm in the default Cessna. I'm not using any add-on airplanes now. Maybe that I will do that later on. And it's important that you have the engines off and the parking brake set. And you can see at the numbers at the top left that I'm fully loaded with fuel, and that I haven't loaded the cargo yet. So that's what we're going to do. I cannot show you both windows, but I left Air Hauler just as it is, as you saw before before I changed to FSX. And now you go back to Air Hauler, and there's the small window open, and you can load and unload the cargo, and you can set the fuel, which should be loaded, and load that as well. So I'm changing to my external window now, and I am choosing the frozen food, and I load it into the airplane, and I'm going to make my tank like, wait a minute, I cannot. I'm going to put it on 2 hours flying time, so that should be enough for the reserve. And then I'm in the air. In my case, I'm now clicking on OK Fly Now. Now you have to choose the parking space, which is ramp GA small 14. And now this window comes up. Please start Flight Simulator X, and press OK when in the cockpit and in the correct aircraft at KBVS. That's what I'm doing now. And now I have another window. I'm sorry that I cannot show it right now. And you can see the airplane just moved, and that's why. And you can see that the cargo has now been loaded. I have 36% of fuel on board, and yeah, I can start flying now. That's what I'll do. So, master switch to on, fuel pump on, beacon, okay, taxi light, pitot heat, and master switch for the avionics, and flaps 1. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. So we're ready for taxi. Okay, so let's start the taxi run. At this beautiful airport. And you can see Air Hauler is now telling me that they recognized that I'm taxiing and taking off. I'm sorry for all that spray here. I think that's just FSX thinking. I sometimes have that, and I know that it's a known bug, and you can solve it by deleting some file or renaming some file, but I've never done that. But it's a lot of smoke right now. But it's not coming from the engines, I swear. So, well, that's yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode. I'm not going to show you all the flight right now, but I will. As soon as you arrive at the airport, all you have to do is fly there, land there, and then you have to switch out the engine, set the parking brake, and then you can go to the air hauler window again, and then you can unload the cargo, and your job is finished. You get the money, and well, yeah, that's pretty much it. And I think that's all there is about air hauler. So pretty much you have to bear in mind that the airplane will stay at the airport as long as you don't reposition it or let it be repositioned. But that's later in the game when you can hire other pilots to do the flying for you. And yeah, I hope that you will view one of the other episodes as well. I am planning to cover some bigger airplanes, more cargo, and bigger jobs, and that's yeah, I hope that I can show you some beautiful places here in this part of the world. And I thank you very much for watching this, and until next time, happy landings.